You want the new schematics in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. The brand new Dark Aether is out, and it is the most fun and the craziest Dark Aether they've had to date by far. This is a complete guide to unlock every new schematic in the Elder Sigil Dark Aether solo and how to complete every contract, again, solo. I've done it. You can do it. I'm going to show you every item that you need and the best strategies for easily completing all 3 Dark Aether contracts. Check it out. I see a nuke. I see a nuke. Give me that nuke. Give me that nuke. Yes! Nuke it up, baby! For the items that you want to bring in, I would highly recommend these. 2 flawless Ethereum crystals, Scorcher case, gold Aether tool, Elder Sigil, because you can't find one of those in tier 3, you can only find the sigils, golden armor, Aether blade, VR11 case, and mag of holding. Especially when you pair them with the WSP stingers like this, these are the best weapons in the game, hands down. I'm telling you, everybody keeps sleeping them. I have a video here to show you, but these are the best weapons in the game. And I'll explain why you need each of these items and when to use them as we go on. The next thing is, as you're doing contracts, don't sleep on spore contracts. You need to get that money up quick. What you're looking for is self-revives, Casimir grenades, and of course, getting all of your perks. So I first popped the VR11, put the flawless Ethereum crystal on that, and then put the flawless Ethereum crystal and the legendary Aether tool on my weapon. So we're saving the Scorcher for later because you're gonna need that VR11 to do the first contract, which is the ACV in the Elder Sigil, which we'll get to that in just a second. You'll want to secure another Pack-a-Punch crystal, preferably a flawless, and you can do that by completing any one of the 3 triangle Easter eggs inside of tier 3. It'll give you a flawless Ethereum crystal. You'll use that for your Scorcher in the Dark Aether Elder Sigil. By this time, you've earned plenty of money. Make sure you got 3 to 4 self-revives, and then I recommend getting 4 to 6 Casimir grenades. I would even say get rid of your decoys at this point if it means you can hold 2 extra Casimirs. Decoys aren't that helpful in the Elder Sigil because half the enemies are elites and they completely ignore the decoy grenades anyways. Get your ammo all stocked up before you go, and then head over to the new Elder Sigil portal and jump in. As we load in the Dark Aether, let me share about today's video sponsor. If you don't have the time to unlock everything and need assistance in your favorite games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Grand Theft Auto 5, and more, then our sponsor Dan Mods is the place for you. They offer all camo unlocks, zombie schematics, bot lobbies, and more. Dan Mods has a 5-star rating with thousands of reviews. Use the link below in the description and be sure to use code OneAD for 5% off your order. Now we're finally in the Elder Sigil, and this is where both the fun and the challenge begins. You're going to take that VR11 and start heading straight over to the right. This is going to be the ACV contract, and you want it for 2 reasons. The first one is this right here. This item, the Atomic Hunter, causes a ton of nukes to drop. So if you find an enemy that's glowing green like this, kill them and they are guaranteed to drop a nuke. This becomes absolutely crucial to completing that ACV contract. I mean, the amount of enemies and elites that pop up around this ACV is kind of insane. So those nukes and multiple of them will come in absolute clutch. If you brought a turret, you don't necessarily need one, but if you got the extra space, bring a turret or 2. You can place it on top of the ACV and go ahead and start it up. Focus most of your attention on killing the elites with your weapons and occasionally shoot the zombies with the VR11 to just cause more distractions, keeping them away from everything. When the ACV stops to shoot its beam into the Dark Aether, this is when you want to use a single Casimir. This will save so much health from your ACV vehicle. It'll also allow you to kill a ton of enemies and make sure to walk over them to refill your ammo because your ammo will go extremely fast while fighting this, and you don't get refilled when you're on top of it. You can see just absolute chaos on this, especially in solo. If you find a nuke, of course, grab it. Prioritize those at all costs because it'll give you a couple seconds to restock and save that vehicle health. Now keep a close eye on your vehicle health. Anytime it gets to 70 or below, just shoot it once or twice with that VR11 and that'll pop it back up to 100% real quick. That way you're never getting to a spot where it's about to die. On the very last part of this contract, when it's full stopped, it's no longer shooting its beam, it will take a ton of damage from the zombies, so make sure to keep an eye on it. As you can see, it just dropped down to 52%. 70%. So if you're not staying right on top of it, you will lose this contract right at the very end, which you absolutely do not want that to happen to you. But we're able to get it off successfully where the contract officially ends. I go to get the rewards here, but there are so many enemies, I don't have time. So it's okay to take a little time to reposition, figure it out, even throw a Casimir if you got extras to make sure you get those rewards and get those schematics. I cannot emphasize enough how crazy chaotic this gets. I mean, look at that. There's probably 10 manglers on the bridge, plus mimics, plus a couple disciples. So I have to reposition all the way over here. So now you can get rid of your VR11. You don't need that anymore. So get your Scorcher, put that Pack-a-Punch on it so you get those extra boosts. Now you will get a ton of essence from this. So if you need to Pack-a-Punch your Scorcher all the way to tier 3, which I highly recommend because offensively it's amazing for the next contracts, you can go to this location over here. And on top of this plane, a lot of people don't know this, there's actually a Pack-a-Punch machine. You technically can get there without a Scorcher, but it takes a long time to get up there. So I recommend you got your Scorcher anyways, fly over to it. I already had Pack-a-Punch 2, so I just put Pack-a-Punch 3 in it. I had plenty of essence though. You'll get 10, 20,000 from doing these contracts really fast because of how many enemies you kill. Next, we're gonna head over to the middle beam of light, and that is the Outlast contract. Now, this contract is actually a lot easier than you think it is. And let me show you a strategy right here. Right here, I actually shoot the beam just to the side of it before I go, because if any enemies rush me, they're going to die, but I'm activating the seal. And then you get this second one here. This leg is freaking awesome. It makes you really fast, and it freezes the enemies in their footstep. This freezing right here is from that item. That little foot. So now we still have the atomic one that gives us a bunch of nukes. Now they're slower and we're faster. There's a nuke right there. I'm going to save that until I really, really, really need it. Remember, once they start flashing, grab it because you won't get it after it disappears. So I'm holding off because I'm still good right now. And then I'm going to grab it here just before it leaves. There you go. It's starting to flash. I'm going to pop that. Now here's the strategy. I'm going to let my Scorcher charge up as long as I can. I see another nuke out here, so I might as well grab that. But let that Scorcher get up to 20. Now I'm going to do a full burst at this angle, and it's going to kill any enemies and any elites that come from that direction. Then I'm going to walk through the beam, because the beam protects me, and shoot the other direction. But I'm trying to stand inside the beam, because that both protects me and it allows me to remain in the spot. The other option you can do, it's a little bit more challenging, but if you don't have all these good guns, you can actually run on top of that outer fence, and you're still in the zone. I've beaten it that way before, where I killed hardly any enemy elites, and I just literally ran around the perimeter of that fence, jumped up, jumped down, ran around, jumped up, jumped down, ran around, over and over and over again. But this is the easiest contract of the 3, especially if you use the Scorcher method like I'm doing here. And then, of course, if anything gets crazy, drop that energy mine, as it will refill insanely fast because of the amount of zombies that you kill in the Elder Sigil for Season 3 Reloaded. There we go, 98%. And I get stuck in this spot, which is really interesting. I thought I was stuck. Fortunately, I was able to get out of it, but the contract completes. Almost killed me. But keep in mind, I haven't even been downed yet. I haven't even used a self-revive. This method is working extremely well. So fight around the zombies. I actually use a Casimir here because it's so chaotic. I need to make sure I got my stuff. Boom, and there you go. Got a schematic, got a gold gas mask that I put on. So we already got one. Now remember, unlike the very first Dark Aether, the schematics are not guaranteed per contract, which I think is kind of a bummer. So you might need to run this multiple times to get all 3 of the new schematics. And the other thing is, you can go in and just run 1 or 2 and you'll still have an equal chance. So now head over to the next one, pop it as fast as you can before the manglers get to you, and this is always going to be a Mega Abomination bounty. If you've gotten comfortable in Tier 3, you've gotten comfortable with your movement using WSP Stingers or another gun that you can move quick on, this bounty really is not too bad. The trick is just look for glowy face, and I'm going to show you one tip here. If you're fighting them, you can see how quick it drains them. I'm also using Brain Rot. Brain Rot is super clutch in this because it converts the zombies and it does extra damage to Mega Abominations. So if you got a glowy face, even if he's not shooting lasers, take advantage of that. I throw a Casimir here because I know I got a couple extra and we're almost done. Now the trick is, when you're fighting a Mega, you want it to blow its lasers because then you can always get those free headshots and massive damage. So if you do a mini boost on the Scorcher like that, he'll shoot his lasers almost every single time. There we go. I just did my energy mine. He's really low right now. I'm just trying to muscle it out now. Got insta-kill, which is going to do even more damage to the good old Mega Abomination. And, of course, insta-kill the zombies. And just like that, we get our third contract complete. And we get the gold gas mask schematic. So that's 2 out of 3 schematics from a single run. Again, completely solo. No glitching or anything. Just playing it straight up. And at this point, you can head out. Fighting the boss to get the camo and all that is extremely difficult to do solo in the Elder Sigil just because of time. I actually shredded it, absolutely shredded it in the regular Sigil. So then head to this location with your Scorcher and head out and boom. Just absolutely shred the Elder Sigil solo using this method. There you go, Rift complete. Up to containment level 60, although it does glitch back and forth and you end up losing it anyways. And there you go, 2 schematics out of 3. So then just run it again to get the third. And again, if you don't want to run the ACB the next time, you just run the other 2. That's totally fine too. You have an equal chance of getting the schematics. So you can just do 2 out of 3 and you'll still keep unlocking the schematics that you need to unlock. That is everything you need to know to master the Elder Sigil and unlock all the new schematic for Season 3 Reloaded solo. That's right, no help from your team. Now, if you have 3 people, use these same techniques and it will feel so easy if you're all 3 using the Scorcher. It's freaking fantastic, I'm telling you. But like and subscribe if this video helped you. And as always, for the newest Modern Warfare Zombies and Warzone content, I will see you live on YouTube. Oh, and I forgot to say, here's the build for the WSP Stinger, because I know a lot of you ask about that. Please try it. Comment, tell me if I'm lying, if it's not the absolute best gun in the game, tell me, because it honestly is.